Hey guys, welcome back to my channel here at The Craft of Living. And for those of you that are new, we talk about anything that is about crafting your life, from crafting and being intentional with your thoughts, law of attraction, doing tarot and oracle card readings and unboxings, as well as literal crafts like crochet, which we've been delving into over the last few months here on this channel. Thanks for tuning in. Excited to have you here. It's so much fun to explore these areas in life that for myself, I may otherwise feel timid to really take a chance and try these things. But just got back from the spa, working at the spa, so I thought I would talk about this stuff and put out a video and tell you how my last pop-up shop went. So speaking of spa, I did a pop-up shop in a spa, if you haven't heard, the spa that I work at, and I just wanted to talk a little bit about how that went, what were some of my best sellers, how I liked it, and then I have a little product share that I discovered that I really like as a crocheter and as somebody who works a lot with her hands, that I'd like to just give my thoughts on. So let's dive into it. So I did a pop-up shop, and if I can remember, or not remember, if I can learn how to do it, because you guys, I'm not a video editor. I don't even like learning about video editing. It is not my thing. So that is why you see a lot of uncut videos on my channel. It's just me, plain and simple. But if I can learn how, I will pop the video of my display right here of how that went at the spa and maybe a few others. But I just wanted to start off by saying thank you to the owner for allowing me to have my stuff in her spa. So she did an event called Sip and Shop, and where the clients and customers can come in. She kind of does a hostessing thing where she feeds and gives them drinks and beverages, and sort of is a really great hostess and entertainer, while they are able to look around the spa and look at skin and facial care products. And also she invited other vendors to come in and kind of sell their wares too. So when she invited me, I was super all about it. I was like, yes. Because first of all, I was excited to not do the tent, because let's face it, the tent and the whole rigmarole, basically a whole entire store, is a tad exhausting to do, depending on what your expectations are and how regularly you want to do this. I mean, if this is just a hobby, then okay, cool, it's fun. But if you're thinking about doing it as a full-time position, and you're just getting your feet wet, you're not really taking off in terms of revenue, it's a lot of not just spending energy, but spending out-of-pocket expenses. You know, you're taking a big leap of faith, which really most businesses are, a lot of them, at least in the beginning when you're just starting out. But for me, it's just been a bit, just a bit much, you know? So I've committed to like once a month around to do these, put your tent up and go to these craft fairs, to do once a month, because originally I was like, I'm gonna do it every week, maybe twice a week. And then after I did it a few times, I was like, oh my God, maybe not, let's hold on there. Yeah, so when she invited me to that, I was like, yeah, let's do it, because I just had to think about what I wanted to bring. I knew I wasn't gonna bring my whole shop, and I knew that it was just going to be a couple of shelves, not even a 4-foot table or a 6-foot table. She said she didn't have a lot of space. It was a very small, intimate setting. And so I just decided that I would use 2 of my ladder shelves. And the ladder shelves, if you don't know, it's kind of like an A-frame, and the shelves fold out like this, from largest on the bottom to smaller on the top, and they all just kind of fold up and flat when you're ready to take it home. So those would fit easily in my car. I think I brought like 1 bin, and of all my items and inventory, and I didn't have too much like signage because I just wanted it to be simple and straightforward. So I absolutely love this setup. It was so easy. I brought one of my mermaids. I sell mermaids that are quite large. They're, let's see, she's about that big. And the best feature about her is that you can play with her hair. I brought some bees, some tiny octopus, some chicken snugglers like this guy, which didn't sell at all, by the way. This guy didn't sell at all. I have him priced a bit high because it takes me a while to make this. But really not a lot of people wanted to buy anything over 50 bucks, but they didn't care about buying things over 20 bucks. So they had that medium threshold. And I will let you guys know that I was genuinely shocked. I'll just like, I will spill the beans right now, and it was the best shop that I've ever done. Now, this really shocked me because, I don't know, I don't associate skincare products with wanting cute little plushies, you know, like when you go and get a facial and you have facial creams and stuff like that, I don't know, you don't really think about, oh, I'm gonna go pick up a plushie too. Like, you don't really think that way. But people were very receptive to it. And in fact, I sold out of a lot of things. Like, before the event even started, clients that were just there for their regular appointments were like, oh, what's this? Oh, I'll buy it. Oh, this is amazing. Oh, thank you. And now, granted, it could have been the time of year, but I was also I also did the market at the community college for the month of December. And I mean, it was a little bit up in sales, but nothing like the spa. I could barely keep anything stocked. So the things that sold out right away were the bees. His antennae always get me. They're just so fun. Anyway, I'm getting lost in play. The bees sold really quickly. I had to have my partner, I was like, oh my God, I ran out of bees and the event hasn't even started. Can you come by and drop by more? So he came by and dropped by more. The other thing that was selling well, we're in Hawaii, so these little onigiris, or as the mainlanders like to call them, sushi or rice balls, but Japanese, it's onigiri, the little nori or the seaweed on the bottom, and they're just happy. I sold these guys for $15. They went like hotcakes. I, again, had to call my hubby and be like, can you bring bees and onigiri, please? So these guys were great sellers. People didn't hesitate to buy that. And in fact, I had my bees originally priced at $20, but they were selling out so darn fast, and it takes me a while to make them. I realized I was underselling myself, which I am working on. There is a formula that I follow, but a lot of these amigurumis take me more than 2 hours. So, and other amigurumis take me less than 2 hours. So it kind of balances out, if you know what I'm talking about. And just for the pure joy of it, I love to include it. So oftentimes I do undersell myself just because I want it to sell. But, you know, like, because if this takes me 2 hours, I should technically, if I'm giving myself $15 an hour minimum without cost of material, without cost of the eyes or anything else, or even a 30% markup, which is my formula, I should charge $30. That's just minimum without any of that other stuff. So technically maybe $40 a bee, but I was having a hard time selling them at $20. And like I said, I think it was my market, because the particular market that I go to is from the community college, where it's a flea market and they are looking for deals. They don't ever bargain with me, which I'm very glad about. They don't ever try to, try to get me down on my prices at all, but they're not really looking to spend a lot of money. They're looking for deals. So they're not really looking for $50 purchases, $70 purchases. So long story short, he was at 20, and when he went to the spa, I bumped him up $5. He became 25, and I was so happy to see that nobody flinched at that. Nobody was like, oh my God, that's too expensive. Oh, I don't want to buy it, you know? And it's like, okay, I get it if you're comparing it to like a grocery store stuffed animal that you see in the checkout line while you're waiting to get your stuff, and you're like, oh, look at these cute beanie babies. Let me get one, and they're like $5 or $10. But this is like, you know, crafters out there, like every little part I made this one and this one and this one and this one, and then I sewed them together, and then I sewed them on the bee, and then I even switched yarns because I have a very fluffy yarn for his antennae, and I have to make the antennae and then sew them on. I mean, come on, I don't need to get into it, you guys already know. But it takes a lot of time. So yeah, I was very tickled to see that he sold just fine at 25. Eventually, if he keeps selling very well, I might give it 6 months to a year, and then he'll probably go up in price again. But that is that guy. He did very well. My little chickens, I call them Chester chickens. He did absolutely well too. And I was originally selling them for 15, but when I had an all-day marathon of crocheting, I did 8 hours of crochet, and I got 5 of these chickens. I realized it takes me 45 minutes to an hour to pop these guys out. So $15 again was only paying for my labor and not the material. So I bumped him up to 18. And he's just so cute. I mean, how do you get over these little feet? All right, anyway, sorry. Another one that went really well was not amigurumi, but my hats. My adult beanies really sold very, very well. I couldn't keep them in stock. Everybody just wanted the beanies, and I sold a lot of toddler and baby beanies, and I think one newborn. Basically, they sold me out of all my beanies, and my beanies kind of take the longest for me to make right now. So my beanies go for $50 for adults, and then it goes in increments down as I go down. This is my Juicy Couture. Did you guys know Juicy Couture makes yarn? I didn't know. But it costs more money, of course, for me to buy this yarn. So in turn, I have to charge my customers more money for the same hat, but it's with a different yarn. Same material, it's made out of the same polyester material, but it was more expensive. I didn't notice much of a difference, except it is a bit thicker, but I found it strange because one skein was thin and one skein was fat. So there was a little bit of a discrepancy with the quality there, and how it maintains, you know, that thickness. I mean, it was still the same gauge, it was the same everything, it was just, you know, quality control. But it turned out all right. It's a very bright color. The color is called Free Love, which I got a kick out of. But anyway, these really sold really well at the spa too, and they were also for locals and not necessarily people living on the mainland. And then going back to amigurumi, my recent edition of Molang and Pew Pew. These guys did really well. So I sell Pew Pew for $15. I sell Molang for $30 because he takes up half a skein of a 10.5 ounce skein of yarn. It's quite a bit. But I sold them as a set for $40. So if you wanted to buy them, they're best friends, they're $40. But if you want them individually, then he's $15 and he's $30. But they sell really well. This guy likes to sell well on his own. Not too many people know Molang and Pew Pew, so this is definitely a niche market. But when they do, they like to buy them as a set. But this guy just really does well on his own. I always sell out of this guy. Another one that I sold out of is what I call Flipsy Frog. I call him Flipsy Frog because he's so flipsy. He reminds me of those toys, those old-fashioned toys where you try to flip the ball on a string in a cup. But I just like how he has dancing legs. He's a dancing fool. He's just so fun, and he just brings joy and lightness to my heart with his little dancy legs. Anyway, I get carried away. As you can tell, like, I just really love making these guys. But he did well. I don't remember what I sell him for. $30? I think I sell him for, I don't remember. I'm sorry. I don't remember what I sell him for. I think it's 25. I gotta look. I don't remember. Anyway, yeah, all in all, the spa really went great. I sold a lot. I sold out really quickly, and it was something that I just really wasn't expecting, but I was grateful for. And yeah, so, oh yeah, I sell him for 25. I had to look in my little Square app. See, it's great. You know, you put these guys, my axolotl, my bee, my Charlie the chicken, my Flipsy frog, my Chester chicken, my onigiri. It's so easy to, gosh, I recommend Square to everybody. But anyway, yeah, I really liked it a lot. It was fun, it was quick, it was easy, it was effortless. And I want to go back again, and I want to do other pop-up shops and be invited in other places, because ultimately it wasn't a big headache in bringing my tent and my boxes and my crates and my, you know, my, what's it called? My vertical display where you put all your keychains and your scrunchies and stuff, which, by the way, don't really sell at all. I sold like a couple at the spa, which was more than I've ever sold this whole entire time I have started this. I don't know why, because wristlets and scrunchies are so useful, but for some reason, nobody, I don't know. I don't even think I have them priced great. I mean, it's not the price. I don't know why. Maybe they don't know what it is. They don't know how to use it. But I sold the most probably at the spa. It wasn't a lot, just like a few here and there. But like I said, it's more than I've sold thus far. So yeah, that was my update on that. I've just been working on making more beanies. This one's totally not done yet. As you can see, it's my whip. But let me get to the product that I was talking about before. Something that helps me, especially after I did that 8-hour day of crochet. Oh my God. I went ahead and purchased this thing called Comfy Tech. These are sleeves. They are ice pack sleeves. So when you've been putting in a long day, you can pop these buggers in the freezer, and they're gel packs that you can also heat up, I believe, in the microwave at 10-second intervals. But originally I had bought ones that like you hook your thumb into it and it wraps around kind of like right here, and it really stops like right around there. And I'm like, oh my God, but I need something for up here for that twisting motion. I mean, you can see my ripped crochet muscles right here. But really, like it gets sore right through here on the top. Not quite like tennis elbow. It's a little bit different. There's just a slightly different thing. Anyway, that little ice pack thingy did not work. It came in a double pack. I didn't like it at all. I don't ever want to try it again. It's so clunky, and there's a whole bunch of them out there if you just look on ice packs for your wrists. And yeah, it really just stopped right there. And I'm like, man, I don't want to like have to unwrap it and then wrap it around over here and then move it over here. I just want to like done and sit in style. So I was able to find these sleeves by Comfy Tech. They actually come in a 2-pack, which is amazing, because when I was looking, it was like they only came one at a time, which I understand. Usually, you know, like if you have tennis elbow, it's usually just your right or left hand, depending on your dominant hand. But I needed both because both hurt. This one is the hooker, this one is the holder. And if you have like a heavy piece, it's just, I needed it. So anyway, it goes on like that. They come in different sizes. A lot of times if my hands are hurting, I'll just keep it like this and I'll just kind of squeeze it this way. And I think they only have medium and large, which this one is too big a little bit for me, at least around over here, but it still works. And I compress it myself, and the ice or the cooling effect is supposed to last for 20 minutes, which I found very helpful. And then when I'm done and I feel like I've gotten enough on my hands, then I will move it up here to these bad boys. And let me tell you, it just feels so great. And by the way, I don't get I get zero zip commission from telling you. I don't have any affiliation links. I just genuinely like them and want to share it with you. But they come in these bags that they say you need to put back in and put in the freezer when you're done using them. But like even right now, I'm so hot. It's just a very kind of hot day. Goodbye, winter. You didn't last long. Like 10 days of winter here. Anyway, you could even continue crocheting while you have these on, but I like to just give it a rest. And then, yeah, just hang out with my family or whatever. But yeah, so that's all I have for you guys today. I want to do a video in the future about why I started crochet, why, not just crochet specifically, but why I make these. And I'll give you a hint, I don't make them with, my demographic is not children. That might shock you. My demographic is not children. That, you know, my target audience is not children. Sure, kids, you can buy them. Sure, kids, you can play with them. I try to make them as safe as I can, but that is not who I have in mind. It's not for animals either. But I'll do another video and I'll tell you why I make amigurumi. Anyway, that's it for now, guys. Thank you for stopping by. It's always fun virtually hanging out with my crafting buddies, crafters of life out there, beautiful fellow souls. And let me know what project you're working on now or what ice packs work good for you if you use ice packs. And if you've ever done a pop-up shop, and where have you done the pop-up shop? What's the most interesting place you've done a pop-up shop? Like, was it in a sporting goods store? I don't know. I'm just making stuff up. But leave down in the comments below where you have done a pop-up shop before or where you would like to try. And then until next time, guys, peace.